Yeah, don't let the hat fool you or nothing like that. No worries. I'm just starting off. Welcome in, everybody. This is the live stream Let's Play of MLB The Show 16, as we continue to follow this road to the show career of one Casey Braxton. But a tip of the cap to the Atlanta Braves for winning the World Series last night in Houston, beating the Astros. 7-0 was the final, but they took them out in 6 games. So for a great guy like Freddie Freeman, I'm glad. You think about that team where the injury to Ronald Acuna Jr., you thought that's really going to hamper them. They weren't looking good till late in the season, to be perfectly honest. The Braves, I'm saying. They weren't looking that good in general, and they won their division late in the season. I thought for sure it was going to be theirs, not for the taking, not like this runaway kind of a thing like maybe the White Sox had, or this sort of runaway that Frisco had. The Dodgers were right there with them. But, I mean, that sort of big spread between, like, you know, the next best teams. I didn't think it would be that, you know, stretched, but I figured they'd do pretty well, you know, win the division by I don't know how many games, but it took them till the end of the season to do so, even with the injuries. I mean, then the trade, get Jock Peterson in from the Cubs and try to help keep that outfield bolstered up the best you can with something, you know, just to try to help out and alleviate, you know, what that loss to Acuna Jr. was. But tip of the cap to the Braves on winning the World Series. I'm glad for him. Like I said, guys like Freddie Freeman, who had been there since, you know, day one, drafted in 07, I think it was. And just, you know, peaks and valleys, and no doubt the highest of the highs right now. And I mean, where it was like kind of like Chipper Jones was kind of like the face of the Braves that had been there and like stayed the longest, you know, tenure-wise. Quick replacement. And now, oh, look, it's Freddie Freeman. Pretty much the same thing. So very cool for the Braves. I am glad for them. Tip of the cap, but we got work to do, so let's go. And let's get back to our road to the show. Oh, that's right. This hat kind of has a little pressing right in the middle, right in the forehead. Not so much my forehead, but my forehead. Anyway, we are going to show ourselves into early May, but I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. So we'll get into May, actually, because we play at Colorado. But look, I was just looking at things here. We're 2.5 games back in the division, but runs scored 62 is not great, but runs allowed 48. Everybody has at least 70. We don't even have 50, so a run differential of over 50. Well, us compared to the others. So we are not allowing many runs. We do need to get the sticks going a little bit. Do got to start batting a little better. But I knew that going into this team. That's one of those things. Let me just double check. Our default is Braxton. Gameplay pitching is veteran. Okay. If there's any other weirdness to it, I might look in and check in with that. Did I pick up another... Nope, curveball. And I was thinking, did I mention what my 5th pitch, what I was thinking about, if it was going to be like a sinker or maybe the 2-seamer, I think. I'm still, you know, thinking batting. I mean, this is okay. That's fine. Fielding is good. Speed we could always up because, you know, to help myself on the base path, you know, to help out my cause and beyond the base path. I mean, look at that. 85, 95, 96, 99 speed. All right, stealing affects your chances. So speed, not such the bigger deal here, because that's at 84 adjusted. But if we just look into this, like, very greedily, I can put my stealing up to 90 right now, because, you know, just rounding I do to every 5 or whatever points, and, man, you know I'm thinking about it. You know I'm thinking about it. Pitching pretty good. The velocity there, 90. Control, break. Control, break. Control, decent break. Control, pretty good break. Yeah, I'm not so concerned about that because this all should be the main things here. Clutch, H, HRK, and BB9. These should all be the differences, not so much these as far as, like, what the result is, if that makes sense. Batting kind of is what it is. Speed, yeah, we are 70 with a plus 14, so 84 speed. Boy, do I just do this right now just to... I mean, speed in general is going to be very good. Really is. I mean, if I put that to 90, I don't think I have any room to do that, so... Wow, so I can go speed 75 with stealing 85. Well, hold on. What if we just do 70-70? That doesn't cost much at all. 2,500? Now, that is when simulating base running aggressiveness, so I'm not really concerned with that. But 70-70 with that adjustment. Wow. I can put that up to 80 speed. And again, speed is kind of double, because it's like running around defensively and on the base paths, but that's the key thing. Now, I did get a steal, I think, in a previous set here, even with the Giants. I can get it up to 90. I think that's a little too ambitious right now. 70 is a good low end for it. So let's just... There we go. Speed 70 with a plus 14, stealing 70. Hitter will take a pitch for you to allow a steal attempt. Alright. Increases error chance for opposing fielders. That was another big thing, because as we know, we had seen the BS-ery of smooth hands, teammates not committing any errors. We've seen that happen a couple times. Someone slow to... Now, if it's they won't commit any, like, catching fielding errors. Or, sorry, fielding errors. But what about a throwing error? You know, just a wild pitch, you know, a shortstop, you know, 6-4-3, going for a double play. What if the transition, what if the shake is different, you know? So smooth hands was not working for us. That was worth 60 points. Oop. So, yeah, what do we still have? In rhythm. I like that. Small boost energy every strikeout. Cool. Shut it down. No steal attempts will occur for that at-bat. That's helpful at times. Worm Killer, guaranteed ground ball is, if contact is made, that's worked against us, but it was indeed a ground ball. Trying to induce a double play. Frozen is beautiful. BB9 just was not working for us. Vision, clutch. Ooh, make the runner on first attempt to steal. On first. Keep in mind. Speed, increase error chance for opposing fielders. That can help us on the base path in a lot of ways. So, every hitter starts count at 2-0 when you're on base. That's interesting. Stealing, a hitter will take a pitch to allow you to steal. Probably more effective if I get a double or something like that. And should use it on the first pitch of an at-bat, you know? Just my thought. But there we go. That's already... Now, granted, I still got those points. I didn't save. Let's just save. We did an ability adjustment, so let's save. Get ourselves back to Frisco. And I don't know the last time I streamed, honestly. Like, where were we in the actual MLB playoffs here in 2021? But yeah, my love for the Giants and what they did for turning back the hands of time, and just a fountain of youth season for them. So happy for them. I'm glad. I hope they can kind of continue that. And but home whites. Well, they have like the one white, and it looks dingy, doesn't it? And that's the old New York Giants. I wouldn't do that. Those are okay. So you're saying that's supposed to... No, that can't be. Really, the dingy... Oh, but they started us on the orange. Correct? Should only be back one. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, let's get ourselves rocking and or rolling. Yeah, shutouts. 3. That's right. Tied for the best in all of baseball. It's early. I mean, we only did one episode of this prior to, so we shall see how this will be. Whew. But that's all good and wonderful. Back to baseball. Actually, it should be on to hockey, right? Baseball's done for the year.
This is the MLB pregame show, and I'm Matt Vasgersian.
I don't want your voices. I don't want your voices. I'm sorry.
We'll give you the latest installment of our
No, the reason I had that up, I was doing some other stuff where, apply those changes, thank you. I was probably doing stuff just to hear, you know, audio names as I was creating players on a thing. An off-camera thing. Just to see, how does that name sound when he says it? Won the NL Cy Young last year for the Chicago Cubs, but these people should love me nonetheless. I mean, if a guy wins the Cy Young and then he shows up on your team the next year, you should generally be pretty happy about that. So, you applaud that greatness and be like, now do it here, son. Along with some MVPs and all that stuff that we got going. Number 90. No name on the back of that jersey, huh? Interesting. I didn't really notice that. AT&T Park. Was it ever known as, like, Cellular Field? Or what was that old, Singular? Singular Wireless. AT&T bought out or bought up Singular. I had a Singular, not a phone, I think it was a Samsung phone, but, I had Singular cell phone, you know, stuff when I got down here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, back in late 2007. Very tiny little phone, but it had, like, chess on it, so I thought that was kind of cool. But, I mean, this is right before, you know, the smartphones and the BlackBerries, like, took the world by storm. It's like my dinky little... And it was not that big of a phone. I mean, jeez, I mean, this is my TV remote. I mean, not nearly as tall, but, I mean, it was about maybe as wide as this thing. I mean, for all you kinksters out there, it's about 2 fingers wide. Giggity. Like warm apple pie, right? Yeah. Randall Grichuk starting her up. I just don't like when they have these uniforms and that, like, electric teal color going on. That's not for me.
1-0.
Oh.
First pitch, 7:15.
I wish I could throw that fast.
1-1.
Phone call, 1 second.
One ball, 2 strikes to count. Here you go.
Yep, I'm back.
3-2.
What am I looking at here? First batter of the game getting a full count going. But the cutter gets him. Randall Grichuk, where is he coming from? I don't think he's always, I don't think he starts this game with Arizona. I could be wrong, but... Corey Seager at short, that's good. Peter O'Brien, batting 310. Lord bless you, Peter. It sounds Irish as anything, doesn't it? Woo! In on the hands, go get that, go get that. I mean, I'll try to run for it. Big guy, fella, big fella. Oh.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I'm not on right now. My brain, my timing, I'm not there. I haven't played this in a while. I haven't really streamed in a while. I mean, I'll take that. You couldn't get smooth hands. I wish I could get the umpire's, you know, call. Well, what is that one called? The umpire will call in your favor, or like it's a wider strike zone. I could be missing the point here. I don't know. Well, but the old sweeping curveball is just watching it go by. Watching it go by.
Batting third.
Corey Seager, a good old ball player here. You'd kind of want him on your team. Already 2 home runs, 9 RBI on the year. Early, 288, but I mean, you maintain that 280-plus batting average, and you work on your home runs and ribbies. Oh, jeez. I mean, I'm glad that landed in, but I'm just so off my game right now. So off. Not gonna lie, part of it, the sky is so bright. I'm kind of losing my meter on the comeback. Perfect timing, but he gets a piece of it. Well, Seager makes a quick jump, unless he went elsewhere before this. You know, with the Dodgers, now he just comes over a little bit further east to Arizona, staying in the division. That's such a bad hit, or bad pitch. Bad pitch. I mean, hey, luckily it's a base hit. That thing could be in the stands right about now. Baseball is better. I like it. Man, those sleeves, that elbow pad thing, like, that's too much, man. You just need that crimson look. That's all you need. That looks way better. My opinion. Well, that was perfect timing, and playable. That should be out number 3. And we are done with the top of the first here at home. But I was thinking that earlier today or yesterday, excuse me, Just thinking about, like, man, you know, baseball, I love it. And, well, leading into Game 6, I mean, the World Series is over, but even before the game was played, I'm like, yeah, think about that. I live down here in South Florida, and people, and rightfully so, they always say, you know, it's a football city down here, believe it or not. And it's more, everybody always brings up, oh, the 1972 Dolphins, undefeated. No one ever did it before, no one's ever done it since. Undefeated, perfect season. It's like, yeah, if your favorite team did something like that, by all means, you know, yeah, you'd brag about that. I mean, I don't know why. You brag about something you had no part of, but, you know, whatever, that's fine. It's like, I'm lucky to be an American. I kind of won the lottery there, so it's just, you know, why is my life better than, you know, someone in another country? It's just where I was born, you know? I had no say in that whatsoever. Just, I'm thankful for it, extremely. But I had no say in how that turned out. Now, I could move and go someplace different, and where there, you know, the freedoms, the rights, etc. are not the same, but that'd be my choice.
Ball inside.
And, you know, that'd be something for me to kind of have to deal with on my own. But, anyway, yeah, perfect season, 1972, undefeated Dolphins, yeah, and they're proud of that. Not that it's their accomplishment, but they attach themselves to it, and I get that. However, if you've watched the Miami Dolphins in the past 20 years, and that's a tough watch, by the way, they're not that good. They really aren't. Seems like it's always something, and they don't look good this year. They're not going to make the playoffs. No way. If I had the $1 million, I would put $1 million on it. The Dolphins are not going to make the playoffs. And based on those odds, someone will be like, yeah, you know what? So here's $1 million and, you know, 17 cents. That would be the odds. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, you would not make much on that bet. You know, Dolphins to win the Super Bowl, someone would easily take my $1 million and walk straight away with it. But in baseball, you'll never have an undefeated season. And it's more, like, that was kind of my analogy, you know, for life or just things in general. It's a marathon. Everybody, well, I hate baseball. It takes too long. There's too many games. Like, isn't that what you want with every other sport, is, like, more games? Because you love it so much? Cutter, and he's gone. I was thinking, like, with baseball, you're never going to have a perfect season. You could have, like, something monumental happen. Whether it's, like, the home run race, you know, with McGuire and Sosa, and then, you know, eventually Barry Bonds took the single-season home run record and all that stuff. The Mariners had that tremendous, what was that, 2001? I think they set an AL record for wins.
Leading off for Arizona.
They didn't win anything, so, you know, you can't brag about nothing in that regard. You know, from worst to first, the Minnesota Twins did that.
That's a ball.
1990 to 1991.
Ball one, no strike.
You know, there's great things you can brag about like that, but again, it's all that part of the marathon. And I think with baseball, it teaches you humility, if you really think about it, because you're never going to go undefeated. You can be a juggernaut of a team and still, you know, you got to play some lesser team, you know, a 3-game series. And though they, you know, might not sweep you, they might. But you might lose 2 of those 3 games to a lesser team. And you're supposed to be this, what, heavy, like the Dodgers, you know, always in it. Heavy favorite to go to the World Series. It's like, how did they lose this? It's like, I know it's an interleague matchup, but how did they lose to Kansas City? How did they lose to Baltimore? God, they're such a better team. It happens. Baseball teaches you humility. In the long run and all that stuff. You know, baseball, I think, works better in that regard. That's why, like, I didn't grow up liking soccer, football, but I can appreciate it a lot. There's such a... That's such a different thing altogether. It's kind of like playing pool, where you put some English on the ball, you know what I mean? Like, so weird, you know, you gotta bend it like Beckham, whatever you want to say. It's so unique in that regard, and it's cardio crazy. I mean, yeah, these guys roll around like they just had their shin broken on a simple, you know, failed tackle attempt. A sliding tackle.
No ball.
But, yeah, they're exhausted. There's some of the bigger dramatic crybabies. I know, I get it, you're exhausted. So just stay down, catch your breath, sweeping curveball, and he's out of here. Like, I can appreciate sports more like that. Football, it's only 16 games. And, like, for people that are, like, hardcore football fans, like, their team, they lose, ruins their week. Absolutely ruins their week. Baseball, you can play like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games in a row before you get a day off. And in that, you're playing 3 or 4 different teams through that stretch. And you may go on a complete tear and just run it through. Remember when Schwarber was having that home run month of his, and Jonathan Scope in Detroit, lowly Detroit, sweeping curveball, and he's gone. Like, those two were just highlight after highlight after highlight of, like, all these bombs and home runs just going crazy. Now, you know, neither one ended up winning MVP or World Series or anything like that. Salvador Perez set a record for the most home runs hit by a catcher. Lowly Kansas City. Like, those are the kinds of weird things that baseball kind of shows you. Alright, so what am I doing here? Let's go for it. Who cares? Drop it down a little bit. What's he throwing? He is throwing the two-seamer. But I'm going to drop it down just a little bit and go power. Always a power swing for me, because I got no ability. Oh, gone. Oh, that two-seamer, because it breaks back. Probably, yeah, early on my swing. Yep, my timing on my... Uh-oh. Oh, that's fun to get a double play ball.
He's out.
I'm always going to guess up in the zone for those pitches, so where I'm not proud of that at bat. And I know it's even on beginner difficulty, and I can't do anything. Shush. I'm going to win me another Silver Slugger.
0-1.
I didn't win it in my rookie year because I think I had my batting difficulty a little, at least one notch higher. I don't remember exactly where it was. I'm like, you know what? On beginner, they only throw one pitch type for that entire at-bat. Just find your location, hopefully.
Nope.
Hey, you know what? He gave me a strike that was way, way too far in prior. So I gotta let that one go. Dope. What chip? I mean, I was kind of standing there, but how did that guy not pick it up? What did Rafael Furcal do? I don't know. Once I export this onto YouTube, you'll be able to pause and see exactly what that said. Who knows?
Nope, that's a ball. Counts 1-0.
He's not likely to steal. He's not. Well, that's a good golf swing right there for a home run. Well, yeah, I was going to say perfect timing. That should work a little in my favor. Sounds like, well, we got music in the background. Don't mind that if you can hear it. But it sounds vocal, and it sounds, at least to my ears, sounds very Japanese. 1 second. Whoa. Yeah, Chocobo Racing, Treasure Chest of the Heart. The Japanese ending. Okay, so if you can hear that, that's what that is. I found a new live stream that plays video game music.
Ball, that's it.
And I believe it's a YouTube stream, and if I know right, the channel is just called Soap. You know, like dishwasher soap. Just soap. Look for that. Live streams of Muzak. YouTube.com/Soapesian. That's SOAPISIAN. Not a Floridian, but a Soapesian. If that makes any sense. Double play'd be great, as I'm not hitting my spots. But hey, Cutter gets him. That's 2 outs. Now any out is a good out, without any further advancement.
Now batting, left fielder.
I feel so bad. It's been maybe a year since I found out that capital A for Arizona on their helmet. Like, I just figured that out. It's a capital A, but like the bracket in between the A, the bracket is shaped like a forked serpent tongue. I did not know that till I think I was streaming when I figured that out. I looked at it like, wait a minute, Well, if I ever went to Arizona, I would not have those teal uniforms on the road. That teal trim, like, just go with that gunmetal and crimson. Catch made, thank you. A little bit on the run, I know. And see, already we had a throwing error from the outfield in. I hope we can cause them more errors. And I wonder, like, if I have that as a thing for me, hey, we got to run, good.
Leading off for Arizona.
If I have that as an ability, does that happen when I'm not even on the base path, or do I have to be on the base path, and then there's a probability of them causing or committing more errors? That's my question. Locked in. Okay, I was going to say that's perfect timing, but just get him out. 2 pitches, that saves the arm a little bit. Thank you. I think we're doing okay on our 58. Dino Dominguez. Now, in the Derek Metzger Road to the Show career I did, he was with Miami for a while.
Well,
I mean, you can give me one of these back. Dino Dominguez. I mean, Dino, that's like, oh, that's a gap shot, unless we're there in time. Thank you. Good, good. Not exactly Willie Mays at the Polo Grounds, but I'll take it. Although, you know, it's going to happen where we're going to commit some kind of error, I'm going to get incredibly mad, and then go back to that old set that we had with Smooth Hands from BB9. Oh! I mean, I knew that thing was going to wind up in the zone, but that thing could have wound up in the seats. Way out. I mean, if that was the cutter, he might go for it. Not down. I like the cutter up if you're going away from a righty. He went for that one, and that was ugly. U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. We do have a 1-run lead, though. 1-0's all we need to win the game. 2 hits apiece, and I don't have one. 2-0. Hey, that's all right. If I'm not doing anything on the, at the plate, on the base path, so to speak. Woo.
0-1.
Oh. In on the, oh, missed it. Scoop and throw. Nicely done on 2 pitch. Good backup there. Good backup. I'm surprised, like, they just made me, like, lunge after it. Good reaction time, I suppose. Didn't field it. And I swore that I have Greg Maddox's, like, pitching delivery type. And if he always won Gold Gloves, why have I not done so thus far? Now, some of it I know is kind of obvious just because the camera, the camera rotation. Because the normal show pitching view is like from behind the pitcher, that television view, you know what I mean? From the center field wall, zoomed way in, looking. So, I think he could at least got in front of that thing. Perfect timing, but that's only a base hit. Do we have 2 outs going, or only 1? Let's get that double play, boys. Let's get out of this thing. He's not likely to steal, but he'll try that one. Got him. Camera was slow to turn that thing around. Just for your own reasons. If you're wondering, you'll see like the little diamond shape where there's a little speed of 65 wherever he's running. If he disappears, if that whole menu disappears, that icon, he's out. Whoa, there was a glitch there. Come on, game. I know I haven't been pitching well, but you ain't got to do that to me. Punch. Oh, geez. I mean, a perfect blast. Well, anyway, we got the steal taken care of. So.
The batter, number 5, shortstop, Corey Seager.
Oh, I don't know about going down and into this guy.
Ball. Counts 1-0.
Ghouls and Ghosts, the arcade version music, if you hear that in the background. Now that we're past Halloween, right? Up the middle, that is just get somebody. There you go. Good, good. Inning over on 2 pitches. Thank you for that. Now, I should pick up the bat here. I got to get at least 2 at-bats a game. 3 to 4 would be ideal, because that means we're getting through the rotation of it a little bit. Ground out in the 3rd. Man. So you're telling me this guy ain't pitched much. This is pitch number 60 to start the 6th inning. That is very efficient. I mean, it's just he's giving up 2 solo home runs. That's got to be it. Maybe he'll give up a 3rd. Let's see. That's got some ups. That's off the wall. Think I can do it? Think I can do it? Oh, shoot. What? Where did I slide? Was I inside, outside? What? Oh, I thought I had that with no worry. That's not even... So what is my base running ability? Like, my stealing ability? Well, I mean, I gotta see it just to see. Whoa. Yeah, I slid into him. Why, what the... Unless I don't know how to do that properly. I'm going back to, like, MVP Baseball 2005, like... And sure, maybe the camera angle's different, where you would angle the analog stick, the right analog stick, which way you want it to go. Also, there was that option, head first, arms first, or feet first. I would always go head first.
Ball, that's outside.
That's upsetting. That is upsetting. Because I'm thinking, like, no, I can make this, but I slid into his friggin' glove. Dropping it on him. 12-6. The old north to south. Mm-hmm.
Now batting, left fielder, Peter O'Brien.
From chin to crotch, we just gutted him. We just gutted him. Yeah, that sounds awful. Look at the good comeback move on that one, although that's down and in. Oh. No, that's a strike. Come on, that is more in than out of the zone. Let's not get too crazy. Ah. Dope. Alright, if I'm pointing up, that means, like, he loves how playable that is. Okay. 2 pitches, saves the arm, that's good.
Now batting, second baseman.
So where I got a hit, I got an easy double. Tagged out at third. Ugh. Oh.
Ball, that's outside.
Too far oot, as the Canadians would say.
Aye.
Aye.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Sweeperama. Yeah, let's get this rocking. Oh, geez, way outside.
2 balls, 1
Jeez.
strike. The count.
I missed the fat meter. And it flew up by that much. Perfect timing. All right, but hey. Pop shot. He's pointing up, though. That's, you know. 4 pitches, whatever. Man, I could have been on third base. I didn't see how many outs there were to start that thing, but...
7th inning stretch.
Still, I would like to help the cause, because you never know what can happen. This game can easily break you down and make you cry like a little girl. Dino Dominguez. Clearly sounds like an Italian first name. And Dominguez, well, I don't know.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Mexican, Cuban, whatever you want it to be. Dominguez. Dominican Dominguez? I don't know about that.
Ball 1.
Thunk. Let
1
that
ball,
thing land on the
2
grass. Woof. Dropping it on him. The curveball has not struck anybody out yet today. I was going to say, we've done quite a few Ks. We've done quite a few gestures. You know, with our cut, our dropper, and our sweeper. Curveball, nothing yet, and that's okay. I mean, so long as we get the strikeouts. That's what I'm good with. Sweeper, look at the break on that thing. I love it. And it's more of a horizontal sweeping curveball. And Overton, over and out. Get him out of here. Now, we finally have more hits than them, but... Brad Colon.
Number 56.
Now, I always joke at that, like, Colon, right? Definitely got that Latin, Latino kind of vibe to the last name. What, Brad? What is it? They had 9 months. They could have gone with Bartolo. I don't know. And the cutter gets him. Nice pinch hit. Not. Borat style, yes. I am excited. Middle of the 8th, we go to the bottom of the 8th. I do not get a bat in my hands. However, it is the 9th inning, so, all things put together, pull shot foul on a curveball. That's good old Uncle Charlie. It was 12-6. It just drops, man. What do you think about that? I have 3 kinds of curveballs. I mean, I got a 12-6 dropper. I have a sweeping curve. Cutter gets him. And, of course, just a regular curveball. So, I mean, a lot of downward movement, but that That sweeper is kind of the X factor. And now that I upped my speed on the cutter, 90 miles an hour, as opposed to what we're doing like 83. You know, it's like that was just, it's a good upgrade, of course. Now, I think we can get him here. Oh, well, that should be catchable play. Oh, that didn't sound like it was going that far. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Top of the 9th, beg your pardon.
Number 5, shortstop.
And it's Corey Seager. Boy, if I get a chance to use that frozen, I'm going to do it.
1-0.
Because last thing I want is for them to start getting some base run. Even if he gets on base, I feel like I might get, you know, benched out. Oh boy, this is the one I'm worried about.
Ball inside.
Okay, 2-1. Not inside to this guy. I don't like it.
Count is 3-1.
I mean, we got to keep it somewhat in, right?
We got 3-2.
Now he's done. Oh, let it go. It's right down the middle.
3.
Cutter gets him. Game over. Whew. Well, getting that frozen pitch. That is much needed. So another complete game shutout. How about that? Where sometimes I would picture skippers in the past might have pulled me a little bit earlier on that one. It's only 2-0, you know? So, well, let's get the closer in there. Because he did a good solid 8, sir. I struck out 14 MFers, by the way. That's Mike followers. They follow me. They follow the pitch, and they just swing and miss. Oh, there was that capital A with the bracket and the tongue and the... Look into that. 14 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed. And all 4 hits, I mean, they were mostly up the middle, were they not? Hey, man, complete game shutout. I'm cool in the gang with that. So, 10 pitches. The 8th inning was almost immaculate. 10 pitches. 3 strikeouts. Wow. 2 complete games in a season. 2 shutouts in a season. Shutout, complete game quality, start and win. 771 points. Okay, no injury happens, so let's get a save-a-rooney here. Okay, so Severino, and we get the win, and we sweep Arizona. Good, good. Francisco Rojas. Walt Mallory. Okay. Let's just keep winning, though. It's a 4-game set against Cincinnati. I don't think this is going to start up anytime soon. I mean, we should get well into the next month, I would think, before it does. So, coming up, Cincinnati, the next one. Soikoden. I have never played those games. Blue Sea, Blue Sky. Sounds like good music. Well, we're on a bit of a tear here all of a sudden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, going for 6. We are now 12 in it. We were 7 in it, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Yep. Let's go with these giant jerseys, that kind of italicized font, if you will. 46 strikeouts in 32 innings. That is pretty good. I'm kind of liking that. Oh, phone check, email check while we're loading up here. Wow. Oh, Sito, the Great Warrior, Final Fantasy VII. You hear the beginning of that song, and you already know what part of the game it is. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I won the Cy Young Award last year. Let's get going. Let's go to work against Cincinnati. It's been about 40 minutes. Let's take care of some business here. 12-8. Let's get back Cincinnati. I almost considered taking that. Was that who was that manager? Who was that? That what, Oakland, right? Bud Melvin, is that the guy I'm thinking of? Christian, yeah, that's right, Cincinnati. A lot of good bats. I mean, last year we were in Chicago. It's like Cincinnati had Yelich. They took, they didn't take. Chris Bryant decided to sign with them. They had no pitching, but man, they started the year like with great pitching. It's like the bats were going to happen.
Ball inside.
53 degrees with 4-mile-an-hour winds, and it's, what's this, late April? Sounds about right. Whoa, what a, oh, nice snag. Good. Cincinnati, I like that jersey and uniform, dude. It's just a red helmet with a block letter C. There's no trim to it. There's no third color. I mean, technically black is maybe like their third color or alternate type deal. And like, I don't know the greater Cincinnati area, but in this video game, they do the military, like the digital camouflage alternate jersey. Now, I remember San Diego would do that, I think, every Sunday home game, because San Diego has like a naval base right there. So, I mean, that to me makes sense. I don't know anything about, you know, Cincinnati or that kind of area of Kentucky right on the border there. I don't know if there's a military base of any kind. So for me, it's just kind of weird, like, huh, they have the military camos going. I missed, but got him? Oh, good. Thank you for that, because I think I missed my pitch. Again, because it was a cutter, and that's got decent speed to it, so I didn't even notice the guy's numbers, to be perfectly fair. Okay, 1-1. All right, yeah, because I thought that on the steal attempt looked high to me. Maybe not that high, but it looked pretty high. Looked pretty high. And my joke is, you know, the old college roommate. Fly to center. He's gone. See you later, Bryant. I mean, if you were to tell people right now you're going to get Christian Yelich and Chris Bryant on the same team, they'd be like, dude, let me in. Whatever, you put Bryant in Milwaukee or you bring Yelich to San Francisco, I'm saying like in real life, like either side would take that right frickin' now. And granted, this, where I'm at, you know, from a chronological standpoint, is a little bit into the future. This is, if we are in late 21, this is what, early 23? I've been doing a lot of new things in life, so I've, you know, I mean, if I could get one stream a week, it seems like that's kind of just where we're at right now. Uppercut shot, but I don't think that's got much for distance. Get him out of there. 3 pitches. Hey, that's not quite a strikeout, but we'll do that.
Batting fifth, left fielder, Andy.
Real nice, Clark. Andy Luther. I don't know if he's a real... I like those socks, though. Look at these socks he's got. That's nice with the black and red shoes going. That's good. Well, the Reds, the Red Legs. They're... Not to say that they are, you know, Red Sox by name, but I believe they were the Cincinnati Redlegs, was kind of one of the original names of the team. Perfect timing. Hey, it's a base hit. Had a couple of those go in the last game.
Second baseman, Carlos Aguero.
Not likely to steal, I wouldn't think. But the first pitch being a cutter. Oh, no, 91 that thing hit, huh? All right. I know I'm not doing a speed pitch. Oh, right by him, huh? And here, I wouldn't think he tries it. Oof. Needed to be more in on him. He might have caught a piece of that one if it was more in on him. Like, catch a good piece, I'm saying. Let's stop doing the cutter inside. That's all we're doing, and he knows it, and he's looking for it. Let's bring it further in.
Nope.
Not in love with this either, not the location. The idea is fine. The sweeper gets him.
Batting seventh, catcher.
I was thinking more sweeper outside, have it go outside and then come back in at the last second. Whereas everything was in for a while there. That's not ideal. I don't like when a catcher just keeps, you know, the old saying, beating a dead horse. Like, it's not going to get up and start hauling your goods. Like, you got to start doing your own thing here. That made sense. Cutter in, cutter away.
Ball that's outside.
And that's in a spot where you think to even swing at it. Even if he caught it for a foul piece, I wouldn't have been mad. Perfect timing, and he caught a piece. Now I'm mad. Yeah, oh, and put JT Realmuto into the mix with Yelich and Bryant. The drop. Man, they never call for a curveball up high, but when it accidentally lands that way in my favor, I'm telling you, it should almost be utilized more, because everything, the 12-6, the sweeper, and the regular curveball, they're always going to call that thing from the middle row and down. It's never going to be asked up high. Put that thing up. Doing a little bit of a drop, a little pull down. 98. Oh, you want to put some snort on that thing. I love my shoes. Look at that. White laces, the black and orange. That's nice. Here we go. Well, we really got under that son of a gun. Yeah, and what if he had, you know, what if the error had happened, huh? Two to nothing. Okay, that's good. I think there was 2-0 right there, even before my at-bat. I'm batting like terrible, though, huh? Oh, no, I had a good shot that last game. See that right there? Curveball that starts up. Now he's really ultra confused, because I am too. Curveball. Nice rundown. Thank you for that. I'm like, that's perfect timing, but that looks like it's in a good gap shot. A good gap spot. Buford Williams. I like your shoes, just black and white. That's like simple, like spats. You know, they used to wear like in like the 20s and 30s, right? I mean, that's a weak one. Going to him again. Ghost Man, welcome in, Ghost, to the live stream Let's Play of MLB The Show 16. This game just keeps getting older and older. And so do I. I don't know where I'm going with that, but the Atlanta Braves winning the World Series last night. 6 games against the Houston Astros, so I started the stream wearing that hat. Baseball's over, now I gotta talk hockey. Those two team sports that people really don't love as much as I do. I'm very contrarian. But stream's going okay. I mean, I had a good game 1. This is game 2 of our 3-game minimum. Haven't streamed in a little while. 2012 will be a decade. Oh boy, that's up there. That's a shot. Playing it off the wall. Okay. We got to do a relay. Oh. 2012 will be a decade in 2 months. Yeah, 2012, let me think. I believe that's the year I jumped from one radio station to the other, when I switched radio jobs, building-wise.
Yeah!
I got to get some outs here now. Yelich with a good shot, his 4th double. Oh, but there's 2 outs. Okay. Yeah, 2012. Whew. Shot. Oh, nice snag, buddy. On 2 pitches, that saves the arm. Nicely done. That was a good little leap and snag there by Amarista. Good form. Look at that. Like he knew the camera was going to be on him. I'm not okay with this fact. Brother, I'm 39 years old. I'm about to be 40 next year, so you shush. I mean, I'm an old man. I was trying to do some workouts yesterday. Like, okay, let me just rewind a little bit. Kept that curveball hanging. See, that's where it's a problem when you have a good hitter. So, Halloween over the weekend, right? I had not like a ton of candy, but for my consumption, that's the most candy I've had in quite some time. Probably in a couple of years. Lack of discipline, you know, just not being smart. Lack of discipline, whatever. So, like, okay, Monday, It's like I'm gonna get myself back in with a workout, and I wanted to do like if you know, the Insanity, like DVD workout things. You probably saw them about 10 years ago, infomercial style. You know, P90X, Insanity, those were kind of two big ones. And well, the guy that like does the Insanity stuff, Sean T, is the name he goes by. And he has another, not Insanity, but there's another like group of workout things that he does called T25. And I was going to do a T25 cardio and core workout. You know, just to work on the core, work on the midsection, right? And it's kind of like not aerobics, but like there is some jumping around, some plyometrics, some jump training, right? And I landed wrong doing one of the moves, and I felt a bolt of lightning in my low back, kind of just above my butt. And not to say that I normally have low back problems, but I'd say that's where my trouble spot is, in my back. And this was not like this was like an impact thing, so I probably pinched a nerve, and man, that was hampering me pretty decent for, even today I'm still feeling it. But man, I'm still like kind of nursing that injury, and thankfully with work I can be sitting down a lot of the time. But just certain movements, man. I mean, if you know any of the yoga stuff like upward dog or anything like that, just I can't do it. You know, to strengthen your back, you ever hear that Superman workout? You're laying down and you're trying to raise your arms and your legs. You're laying down on your stomach, flat down, and you're just trying to like shape yourself like a banana, like this, raising your arms. Just that motion alone, my low back is like shot right now because of it. Just ouch. I was a 94, baby. I feel old with 2000s kids being able to buy alcohol. So long as your driver's license says born in 19 whatever, you can buy some booze, son. 94, that was a pretty good year. I played me a lot of Super Nintendo that year. And a good amount of Sega Genesis, I'm sure. Here we go. Shot to center, but that's not going to do much as far as... Man, well, a tag up from second, third. This was a good deep shot. That might help run production. 3-0, so something did help there. Your post on Facebook. Unless it was something today, I don't quite know. Let me check you here. Let me look for the madman. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I'm seeing the one from like 4 days ago. But, man, and it's odd, like I said, like, I don't know those things. Like, I don't really know how to combat that properly. Oh, jeez. But, man, it's like, it's really weird, like, even I explained it to my girlfriend where, like, I somehow can just disconnect myself, whatever, like, mentally and emotionally to a lot of things. Whether it's playing video games or whatever, I'm somehow pretty good at that. So, like, that's foul, but is it catchable? It was. That's alright, at least it's foul. Yeah, I mean, there's things, and again, like, there could be a lot of things piled up to that. It's one thing my doctor told me, and he's talking more like, you know, physical pain type injuries, stuff like that. He's like, is that the double play? No, just the batter. The speed number 67 is still on the base path.
The batter number 35, shortstop, Keith Casado.
Oh, right, I remember you mentioned that. Let's see, that's just a programming thing, how that he couldn't just reach his foot that far away. Catch and stomp on the bag, that's just a programming thing. You can't really do much with that. Curveball, he's safe. Or he's out, whatever. Tip of the cap, good throw, good tag. So that's a quick 2 outs, right then and there. Yeah, since you had that going on, and it's been kind of heightened from that. Now, remind me again why you needed...
I got the count. 1 and 2.
Why you needed the SS. The last 2 words in your text there. Not trying to totally, say everything and spill beans and whatnot. I'll try to keep it, a little bit low-key on it, but why was the SS needed? I believe you mentioned it to me, but... Because I'm trying to think, like, what... And again, I'm no doctor, just trying to look for something, like a reason, explanation. Because I know with that, like, that's probably going to change a few things as far as, like, maybe, hey, all of our bodies, it's a chemistry set, man.
Ball that's outside.
Like, my stomach, and this, sure, from a physical standpoint, a little bit different, but, like, my stomach is made of, like, cast iron, so I can eat spicy stuff, and it's not so damaging to me.
Got it.
It's not like indigestion, and, it's just, a slip and slide just going. Some people, like, they just can't deal with it. And I'm like, I'm not looking for the hottest stuff on the planet, like, I'm not an idiot like that. But, like, I do enjoy spicy food. Some people, it's just, the absolute spiciness of it. Look at that, one pitch, that saves the arm, that's really good.
The right fielder, number 16, Robbie
Okay,
Davis.
gotcha. Sinuses, Yeah, see, that's the problem. Like, sorry, going back to my doctor, he always said, it's never one thing. And yeah, the body being a chemistry set, like I was saying, mix a little bit of this with a little bit of this, and let's see what happens. It's someone can have the exact same plate of something simple, beans and rice, and it may not agree. A gluten allergy or something like that. Maybe just the sodium content. My mom's like that very much, where like nothing you can do on that one, but like if she has too much salt, too much sodium in her in a meal, she says she'll wake up the next day and feel swollen like a tick. And salt is meant to keep water in the body. I know it makes you thirstier, but it's kind of a double thing. Where like deer at a salt lick. For the hunters out there, you kind of know what that is all about. Or even like the cows at a salt lick on a farm, on a dairy, whatever. That the cows will go to that salt lick. Sure, it's kind of a flavorful thing, but it's kind of meant to help keep the water that's in your system to keep it in your system. And so, like with that, there's a bloating, there's a swelling feeling, and yeah, salt can really do. Sorry, it's out of text there. I want to get a good hit here, too.
The pitcher, Casey Braxton.
A good hit. But that same beans and rice dish, one person like, man, how did I miss that one? Like, the salt may affect somebody a lot more. And I was early on that one? What? Dead center. 2 outs, so unless he drops it. Ah. Whoop. Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. And my doctor, like, we all kind of know that, but it's kind of like, what do you do to... The way he always said it was...
0-1's the count.
Most doctors just put a Band-Aid on the problem.
That's too high.
He is more, deep-rooted than that. He's like, let's get to the source of the problem. For someone that maybe there's, my back pain. Let's just say that didn't happen during, during a workout. Let's just say that just kind of started. Well, that sounds like inflammation. What's my diet like? What, now, what's that all looking like? What happened? What can we do to help that? Turmeric is really good for inflammation, cinnamon, and he would say, let's attack it like that way. I mean, if there's higher up things, like, yeah, he's got access to, like, some really, really, great stuff. And what, chelation therapy, I'm not even sure what that does or what it is. I mean, it's not a UV, an IV. One pitch, that saves the arm. That's good, that's good.
Now batting, second baseman.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that are connected to it, and I totally get you where, like, dude, I don't want that. Because, you know, then, like, it's like negative stacking, you know. And that's a problem that, you know, on a different level that people kind of have, like,
1-1.
if you start worrying about one thing, it's like, well, yeah, but this happened, and what if this happens, what if this happens? It's, you know, negative stacking, and that's just going to sit on your brain too much. But, like, you know, when it starts to do other things, that's some Metal Gear Solid music, so don't mind the singing.
It's time for the
That thing is,
traditional
since
seventh
that,
inning stretch.
yeah, so even that, like, it sounds like your body got used to that stuff. And that's typical with a lot of things, just to be fair in that regard. Where, you look at things like,
0-1.
well, even with, like, just vitamins and minerals and such. You're supposed to cycle them kind of on and off. 1 month on, 1 month off, or 3 months on, 1 month off, whatever it is. Maybe not the vitamin C and whatever, but you'll hear the power lifters, right? I want protein, and like, where's your creatine powder? I need some of that stuff, man. It's like with creatine, you need to cycle that stuff, you know, on and off. Maybe it's, you know, again, 1 month on it, finish the container, then 1 month off. Because creatine, just by its nature, can really start to damage your kidneys in the long run. So that's why you're supposed to cycle that on and off. But other things, you know, there are some good greens herbs, moringa. What the heck? What's the other one that I was taking? Wheatgrass. Well, no, wheatgrass is probably fine, but to notice the effects of it, like, oh, I used to wake up with like no fog on my brain. And, you know, I'm still taking moringa, but I don't notice it anymore. Yeah, cycle off. I mean, all stuff like that should kind of be looked at the same. Because it was working up to the day. So, okay, that's maybe cause and effect where the SS happened. And it starts to combat and maybe butt heads with it. I mean, that was another thing, too, where, you know, like I said, I was helping a friend at an essential shop all of last year and most of this year. I am out of there, by the way. It was just getting too crazy. Like I said, my friend worked there. It's like not their shop, so to speak, so... Like, yeah, I gotta bail out. You know, this... From the top down, it's really just becoming a problem. Cutter for the fastball and the strikeout, and he gone. But, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, certain things will combat it like that. Like, there was one thing, it's called CoQ10, coenzyme Q10. And it says right on the label, like, beneficial for those taking statin drugs. And it's heart health. So, I mean, a lot of doctors, they love pushing statin drugs. So a lot of people, oh, I need something, blah, 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 you know, for heart health, cholesterol, something like, what can you suggest?
1-0.
It's like, well, I can suggest for cholesterol, red yeast rice. It's like, okay, well, I'm taking statins. Aha. Check with your doctor. But I know CoQ10 is something that's not going to combat so much with taking the statin drugs. Pull shot. Oh, what? Wow. That Joker with the glasses, he got me when I was with the Cubs, I remember specifically. Oh, you know, it's not that it was just a good pull shot, it was a perfect timing pitch. Man, one pitch out, saves the arm. But it's got to be a cause and effect there, Ghost, as far as, like, what's going on. All right, they did commit an error, so I didn't notice when that happened. What happens? Ninth inning, they're going to keep me going. Okay. Oh, by the way, there goes the shutout. Had a shutout in the first game we played. Who did we even play? My brain's not even there. Cincinnati, who the heck did we play? I'll get it.
The batter, third baseman.
Okay. Okay, got yourself a new digital phony. Remember when, like, early on, it's like a cellular phone, a mobile phone. It's like we'd get into a different name. Like, now it's just a smartphone, your device. Cutter as he's looking at it. Cutter up and away, swing and a miss. That's that great spot for it. If that catcher will call for that cut fastball in that upper right area,
First baseman.
Man, they go for it like a
Cannon.
dumb halibut, just taking the bait.
0-1's the count.
Oh, that would have been a good strike 3 pitch. Well, oh, dude, if we can just get a strike on this one, we're good. That's strike 2. Frozen pitch coming. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Nope, it's going right down the middle. Just get him out.
0-1.
And I screw it up that badly because I'm thinking about it too much.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Because I'm thinking about it too much. Yep. Perfect timing, but so long as it's over... There's an error. And I'm getting pulled. No? Alright, thank you for that.
Now batting, left fielder, Andy Luther.
Well, you know what I'm going to do here? Oh, okay, you got the Z-fold 3. Hold on, what are we doing here? That's sweeper down. Let's go worm killer just in case. Oh, that's right. I can't do 2 perks at once. No stealing. Now, I'll be fair. When I had this thing on like all-star difficulty, I would miss that frozen pitch a lot. I think that's the first time on veteran.
Ball that's outside.
That was in a great spot, too. That really was. That was in a good spot. Couldn't get the strikeout, but let's throw that ball. Let's get the catch and get out of here. All right, complete game, at the very least. If not a shutout, at least a complete game. I'm thankful the skipper kept me in for that one. The Galaxy Z Fold 3. Oops, hold on here. I'm typing. What am I even... Good God. Woo! So we've done 2 complete games here. Only 5 strikeouts. Ouch. And we had 14 in the last game, so, you know. Did I get a base hit today? I think I got 3 flyouts. Yeah, one, there was at least a tag up from second to third, which probably it had to help the third run score. 8 hits, yeah, see, that's a lot. I'm surprised I didn't get pulled. You know, there's nothing I could have said about that. Wow, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th inning, no strikeouts. Goodness. That is just intense. 3-win streak, 3 complete games in a season. Complete game quality start and win, 520 training points. And I went all like speed and stealing. Speed is going to take forever to build up. And again, I don't feel that I need the break on everything, but if I did, what it's like, didn't I map this out like 70, maybe 8,000? 66, okay, that's not so bad. I could do this right now and have massive bend, massive drop on those pitches. I'm almost thinking about doing some batting stuff. Fielding, reaction. This, too, would take quite a bit. Woo! 9,400. I haven't been on base enough to get good stealing. You know? I mean, I had that hit in the last game, but then, you know, rounding... I can go speed and stealing of 80. But that's 80 with a plus 14. That's technically 94. I could. But it's just so stupidly tempting. And I'm worried about, I can't hit the ball. Huh. Really? That's not even $3,000 right there for contact and power. Huh. Because I got plate vision and batting clutch. Now that's a plus 8, whatever, but yeah, you know, I'm a little gimmicky like that. Oof. That changes things. So speed and stealing, I could put them up, but let's just do that. We got our batting stuff. Oh, let's advance a day. Okay, so we did not get injured or nothing weird like that, so let's save. Sorry, Galaxy Z Fold 3. Let me look that up. Jeez, what am I doing here? And I'm sure I've seen the commercials for it. I'm worried about that folding screen thing, though. Like, people are already, oh, it's totally gonna... It's gonna break open, it's gonna blah, 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 you know. Looking for the sweep of Cincinnati. Couldn't get the 4 game. Got 3 out of 4, though. Wow, we didn't score a run. Ouch. A loss there. A loss at, well, 3 losses in a row. And, okay, we avoided the sweep, but now we get to play at Colorado, which is going to be very interesting because, you know, the high altitude, you know, that stuff. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Play next appearance. Alright, so now that we're on the road, what kind of road unis can we... I kind of like the road grays. It's very simple. I like that black and orange is cool. The orange is okay. I think it's a little much of itself. Maybe in October. Makes sense. More pumpkin-y. Not too much. Well, there's... So there's an orange San Francisco, and there's an orange Giants with that, that italicized font. Black Giants. What's the difference here? Orange trim. Looks about the same to me. I can't... There's a little thing on the one sleeve. And there's the Nike swoosh on the neck piece. I don't know what the difference is. I mean, I kind of like the road grays. I mean, that's kind of solid. But since we're in Colorado starting this thing off, let's go in there looking angry. So that's a home jersey. That's good. But that's the old New York Giants. What is surrounding this? Gray, that, and that. That's getting back to home. Road, road, road. Home, home. Home alternate, home, road, road. Maybe that's road, so maybe that's... I don't know. It all should be road. Maybe it's an alternate. So this one's right next to the original. Don't worry about me. Goodness, I'm just... scatterbrained here. Hey, we got the division lead. Somehow. Jeez. Galaxy Z Fold 3. Let me look that up finally. People are worried about that folding screen thing, though. And I get that. Galaxy Z Fold 3. Show me. Wow. All shopping, videos, news. I just want images. No, wait, this thing can fold both ways, like old flip phone and like a laptop, like a tablet kind of thing. Samsung's LZ Fold 3. I mean, that's very unique. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm an Android guy, so, you know, this is a Galaxy I don't even know anymore. Just the folding screen thing, I'm a little bit worried about that. I just, I don't know. 51 strikeouts in 41 innings. A bad run last game, quite honestly. But how is, like, the screen folds on itself, or is there, like, a literal sort of hinge that makes it, like, dare I say, safe? Because that just seems very weird to me, technology-wise. And I know technology is just jumping by leaps and bounds. I mean, we've been using the internet for well over 20 years. I can't explain it to a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, so a folding screens, I could just be dead wrong, whatever. This guy's a very good outside hitter. And right away, pitch everything straight down the middle and down the outside edge. What do you say? All right, bring it in where he's not a good hitter. Makes a little more sense now. We got him thinking.
No balls, 2 strikes.
All right, this pitch drops, and so does this one. Oof. Where did Kevin Kiermaier come from? Why is my brain saying Twins, but I'm also thinking that's wrong? A punch out to left field. Jeez, that did not sound like it was hit that far. And course field is massive.
Third baseman, Julio Gonzalez.
Julio Gonzalez. Oh.
0-1's the count.
28 degrees with a 3-mile-an-hour wind? Dude, that's freezing. It should be snowing right now. It should, like, it looks like it is raining. It looks like there is precipitation out there for us. 2 pitches, that's good. Saves the arm. There is a little bit of Castellanos. Good play. There is some precipitation. You can probably not see it on the stream at all. Let me, alright, what are we doing here? So, cutter kind of middle in. I just want to at least show you if it's at all visible. I mean, I can see as I'm dancing through the... where's there a good block spot of, like, dark? Can you see rain up against the green here? Even against the wall. Maybe a little. Yeah, but the closer... Oh, maybe you do right there. Maybe you do right there. You'll see some rains. I'm rewinding, whatever. There is some rain coming down, which should be snow. Because it's below 28 degrees, and there is a 3-mile-an-hour wind, and that's just me.
Hey!
I will take that strike. I mean, he should be a little angry, but that's just the first strike. So, you know, beware.
Count. 0-2.
That was an interesting pitch location. Oh, this is way inside. I mean, he's got to do that golf swing. Unless I put it right in a spot where he can get to it. That's a home run. Oy. Wow. It's a good golf swing, all right. 400 feet will clear pretty much any wall in baseball. Dead center looking for it right there, dude. Look at that.
Dave Larson.
Hey!
And again, let's put the same pitch in the same spot.
Ball 1.
Okay, now that's a ball.
That counts. 1-1.
Whereas the previous guy, another lefty batter.
Yeah!
And that one was called a strike by. So this is a very, very sporadic home plate umpire calling this thing. Over my head. Glove it, throw it, get him. Thank you. Alright, well, we got work to do at the plate now. 1 hit is a run. Nothing for us.
Leading out for the Rockies.
And I don't even get my first at-bat.
Damian Toivonen.
Hey!
Curveball starts high and it
0-1.
drops in. Like that, I think, is a little beautiful. Now, granted, it kind of hit a spot. He's got a red spot in his hot
No
zone.
balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think the remainder of this career is just going to be nothing but, like, 1-year contracts for me. Just because I don't know what the team's going to look like. Young players coming and going, who's got good pitching, who's got good hitting. Because if I do a 5-year deal, just, you know... And there were offers in the offseason, man. They're like 5 years, 6 years, 7, maybe 8 years, 9 years. I don't know, a ton. It's a long time to be sort of locked down. If I can name my own price and go where I want to, why not do that? $31 million a year. You darn right I'm going to do that. Or is it 33? I forgot.
The shortstop.
Oh, the Grand Theft Auto Vice City theme. Give me some of that. Oh. I found another good video game streaming channel on YouTube. Oh my goodness, I can't win with this. Alright, so whatever. 2 TVs, they're identical. The remote works for both of them, sorry. But, yeah, it's a YouTube live stream of just video game music. And it's more stuff that, like, not to say the other ones I don't like, but this one it speaks more to me. Throwing the ball.
He's safe.
I could have tagged him.
Batting 7. Second baseman. Ozzie
But
Lopez.
the host, whatever the YouTube channel
0-1's
is
the
soap,
count.
you know, like dish soap or, you know, yeah, hand soap. Whoa.
I got the count. 0-2.
YouTube.com/Soapesian, not like Floridian. You know, like I'm from Florida, I'm a Floridian. No, Soapesian, SOAPISIAN. So check for that. That's money. Step on the frickin' bag. My God, programming bullshit error.
Batting 8.
Bullshit.
Josh.
The fucker did 3 laps right. Yeah, now I'm swearing big time. That is just bullshit. Come on. It's bad enough we weren't going to get the double play. Fine, yeah. Rip me off a little bit more. He makes the catch. He's right there. He's not going to throw to second for whatever reason. He goes to run and tag first base. Totally runs over it, around it, twists around. Doesn't even make a second attempt to go back to it. Programming bullshit. Where's Penn and Teller when you need him? That's ridiculous. They're trying to be good on my language, and I don't care if the YouTube thing says, oh, this is okay for kids. Guess what, kids? Game's cheating. They're going to make you swear.
Nope.
And we're still having fun. That's just ridiculous. This bullshit programming. How can he not step on the friggin' first base? He's right there. He could have dropped dead so long as he, like, fell that way, he would have landed on the base and that would have been an out. That's all I'm asking. Nothing too complex, you know. Up in the zone too much. I'm lucky that's not a home run. That's an idea. Well, yeah, put the cutter in a spot where it's going to be effective. Super Mario Kart, the original on Super Nintendo. There's some music. Maybe that's picking up in the background a little bit. I upped the volume because I'm like, ooh, I'm missing out on some stuff here. So that's probably seen as an error on the score sheet, huh? I mean, I'm glad this is the pitcher, right? Wolf, that's their guy. Cutter, and he's gone. Yeah, the Rockies had a good team last year. Good pitching. It was mocking me because, like, they would have been a good team to go to, but it's Colorado. I let by enough home runs last year. 1-0. Let's try to tie this up a little bit. Okay, that's fun. Oh, shoot, it's right there. Okay. I thought that thing was going to roll perfectly in between the center and right fielder. Now there's 2 outs. You know what? I'm just going to take a chance here. 1 step. But I'll go. Nope.
Ball inside.
Don't worry about me. Battletoads the arcade. I think I did play the arcade once. Nope. He's on the speed step. If he goes regular, I'm going.
He's good.
No one's ever gotten me. I'm always, look, return. I'm always holding back. I'm holding down on the analog stick with my setup. Come on, buddy. You're not going to get me. 2 steps, maybe, but I haven't even completed taking my 1. If he gets me, fine. He did.
Got him.
If he gets me, fine. Let that guy start up a good run for the next inning. Guy must have some smoke on there, huh?
Center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier.
I thought batting and base running was on beginner difficulty. Chop foul. Strike 2. I mean, I did get on base. I don't know if that's considered an error. I think it's a hit. I don't think that guy had a clean path to the ball.
That's down.
What are we doing here? Sweeping curve down and in. We have an error. Yeah, of course we do. Now, thankfully, nothing further happened because of that. Now, some of this music gets a little too loud off in the background. Bad pitch. And he's just looking at the cutter. Goodness.
Now batting, third baseman, Julio Gonzalez.
Whoops.
Hey!
Okay. Yeah, I got a little heated there. Yeah, I was more angry about that than I was letting up a home run. Now, thankfully, that... Man, this umpire. I mean, that is in there. He must be a Democrat. He doesn't like the right.
Got him.
Got him good.
Now batting.
Maybe he doesn't like the left either.
Jeffrey.
But he's been very wary of, like, you know, sporadic wary on it. I don't know. It varies. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Good thing that's foul. I'm glad for that. Bring it in now. See that curveball, sometimes it doesn't land in the right spot, but because it's up, it's like they struggle with even looking at it. Really? I'll take it. Did he break through? I mean, I thought he just kind of like lowered the bat off his shoulder. I didn't notice a breakthrough. Oh well. He wasn't really arguing the point, but 2-1. Okay, we got the lead. We scored runs and we got the lead. How about that?
Number 13.
Just looking at it, I'm like, that was not good. And it's kind of weird. Like, even in that first game, I didn't feel that I was on. What did I have, like 14 strikeouts? Who the heck did we play? We just did Cincinnati. This is Colorado. Cutter, and he's gone. Let me just think. Was it in the division? I don't think so.
Now batting.
Who was it?
First baseman.
Was it interleague so early?
Toivonen.
I can't even think.
Yeah! 0-1.
Can't even think. It was Arizona. It wasn't the division. That turquoise trim on the road jersey. It was them. The curveball. I guess he broke through. That wasn't... I mean, that kind of was in, but I guess he broke through.
Now batting. Shortstop.
This will show us.
Anderson. Bad.
Now forgive the bad graphics and programming there, but I mean, he did break through. That's no BS. Oh, look at that. Well, that's a little far in.
No
it's all right.
2 strikes.
Oh, I love how I got the dirt on my jersey because, you know, I was sliding in a second trying to steal. So, okay, maybe I'm not there yet for stealing bases. Maybe I need to learn who the pitcher is and understand his velocities and such. The curveball, and that'll get him. Woo! All right, do I get the bat again? Okay.
Leading off for San Francisco.
And with nobody on,
no
swing, nothing doing. 94. It's decent velocity. Oh! Oh, no doubter. You can take that caught stealing and stuff it, my friend, in the second deck. 3-1. Keep pitching like that, you're not going to make it to the postseason. Better call your caddy right now. You're going to be doing a lot of golfing come October. You ain't going to make it to the postseason. 429 feet. I allowed a home run. Wasn't even that far, I don't think. Boom, just kind of look at it a little bit like, yeah, that's pleasing to the eye. I didn't think I hit it that well, but I mean, body language, that'll tell it. Now, yes, I upped my contact and power. I know. 5-1.
Leading off for the Rockies. Second baseman. Ozzie.
But according to what's going on right now, maybe I need more speed and stealing. Because even defensively, speed is going to help. But man, that's just going to take, I don't know, over 10,000 to build it up from where am I, 70, 75, all the way up. That might take tens of thousands. 110 ERA entering today. I did not buy a home run. But I mean, if I get through the complete game side of it, it was like a weird check, but holy cow. I mean, I don't know what a lot of these guys are looking for, quite honestly. I mean, good hit for him. That was a bad pitch, but my cutter only goes like 90. That's not that fast by, Major League standards.
Chris Hammond.
So it's kind of like your timing should not be so far off because I don't really throw the smokiest of smokes. Double play ball, please. Let's get one. And with a jumping throw, double play on 2 pitches saves the arm. Thank you, gentlemen. That's good. Sexy. Love me some good defense like that. Amarista, drag that back foot over the bag, then you jump on your planted foot. I like that. I like that. Good form. I mean, doing a little extra there, but whatever. Bat in hand again. Yeah, let's watch that replay of that home run, huh? Bip. Yeah, I kind of like the look of that one. And it made it to the side. Oh, you can almost see some rain there for sure, huh? It should be snow. Informer. He's probably going to want to pitch it up, or pitch it down, because to get the double play, get out of this one. Uppercut shot like a mug. Not even on the warning track. Yeah, you didn't have to slide, buddy. Come on, don't be so dramatic. Don't be such a soccer player.
Leading off for the Rockies. Center fielder, Kevin.
Whoa! Instantly, if he reaches out, you know it's going foul. Guaranteed, no one can catch it. I almost thought that was going to be a home run spot. Like, ooh-wee, that one, that's gone. Got good wood on that one, too. Now some velocity.
Ball inside.
Nope. I say we just keep on the cutter right now because it's drop, 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 drop. Okay, speed down low. I could see how that was a bad pitch. Whoa, what a stretched out arm. Great catch. Jeez.
Third baseman.
6 strikeouts, and we're in the 6th inning, right? Okay. You know, there's a game that I never really played was Super Castlevania 4. Down chop. Oh no, none of them can get it. I'll tell you, the Castlevania games, like, I say that I like them, I never really played a lot of them. I played a little bit of the original for Nintendo. Uppercut shot, y'all got that. Yeah, if I'm that base run, I'm just staying right there. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my cap. Oh, that is a 1-pitch out, though. That does save the arm. That's cool.
Right fielder,
I'm all right with that.
12, Dariel Alvarez.
2 outs going, so here we go.
Ball one.
Ooh-wee. And you know, Ghost, if you're still checking us out here, I've been thinking. And I know you called me a jerk about it recently. We're like, oh, I got you back to playing, what was it, Fallout 4. That might be something else I'd dive into again. Just, you know, it's a fun little game. And I figure, at least for the stream, I can probably help build a little bit of an audience doing that. You know, if I can get some good downtime, you know, and I gotta get done with baseball. Not so much. I mean, I'm almost done. I got 2 more episodes of Hitman 3 that I want to do. But there are so many things, like, on the back burner, so to speak, I may never get to them, you know, within a reasonable time. So, like, Fallout, you know, start a new character from scratch. That was perfect timing. Please get onto that and catch it. Okay. But, yeah, I might start a new character. I was thinking about going survival mode, much like how 76 is played. But, well, I tell you what, in Fallout 4, food and good clean water, not such an easy thing to find. I mean, yeah, water you get at your own sanctuary is going to be the main place, but, like, food? What the heck? I mean, you'd have to have a garden, you know, gardens aplenty, and eat a lot of corn and... You know me on Fallout 76, you know I love me some canned dog food. I put that perk card way up. I maxed that thing out. What is this going on now? Silent Hill 2, the song is Promise. I promise I will lower that. But I'm starting to see some repeat songs in this one.
That's ball 2.
All these video game stream things, like with the music, it's like, some are really good. And maybe their playlist, if they do requests, so to speak, like, it's cool, but then people begin to just request the same things. You know, Final Fantasy Kefka, Dancing Mad. But why? Because it's 17 minutes long, and they can request it. Yay, you know, One Winged Angel, of course, right? They're going to do that, Final Fantasy VII. Then they're going to do Conker's Bad Fur Day, Great Mighty Pooh. They're always going to request the same, like, come on, just get over these things. Let's do something a little different. Let's request some, like, Streets of Rage 3, just to kind of throw in half a curveball, like, oh yeah, I can see the level now. I can see, you know, I remember the enemies, the boss at the end.
1-1.
Down chop, went right by him. I don't think that's an error, though. I don't think so. I think it was just lasered right to him. Now, we got nobody out here, and he might steal second.
Hey. 0-1.
I'd rather him not steal second, quite honestly.
Well,
that is a strike. Strike 2. Well, I tell you what, I really need me a... Oh, dropping that 12-6 on him. Cut her away, cut her away, cut her away, and then that 12-6 dropping straight down. From 12-6, from north to south. Oof. The digital strikeout. It's more of an analog strikeout, but whatever. That was perfect timing. Please get out. Okay, catch there. Good throw, good throw. Let's get him. No, relay. Come on.
he's safe.
No shot for the right fielder to make that throw. One pitch out, whatever.
Now batting, center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier.
Was Kiermaier a twin? I don't know. I may have asked that. I did ask where he came from. What are we at? Bottom of the 7th. I'm going to go frozen pitch right now. Because it is the 7th. It's 5-2. They might start working the bullpen. So the cutter gets him. Frozen pitch. Frozen like he doesn't move. He's frozen. He will not swing. In case I'm going through the menus too quick. But, yeah, for other streaming purposes, I mean, on top of this, I might jump into some Fallout 4 again. Maybe some mods. I don't know. 5-2.
Now batting, the pitcher, Casey.
Like a big dog. You got that right.
Hey.
The name's not Boy. It's Roy. Roy Munson. Oh. Good smoke. 94 down low. That's all right. That's all right. I mean, any lower. Oh, boy. Shot up the middle. He's going to get me. Oh. End of the inning. All right. Well, they didn't pitch hit for me, so that means I'm getting a
Leading off for the Rockies,
another inning on the bump, as they say.
Julio
Nope,
Gonzalez.
that's a ball.
Man. But I think that's tucked in enough to get a strike call. Oh! I can run, though. That's playable. So long as I can run for it. 2 pitches. Thank you. That does save the arm. That could have been long gone. I thought it should have been, honestly. Missed my spot bad.
0-1.
Man, did he hack way over that sweeper. Woof. There was a bit of a glitch on that friggin' thing. Just a little bit, and I missed by just enough. I'm getting pulled now. Gotta be getting hooked now. Yeah. No, I didn't see fireworks. Alright. Amarista. We won. 5-3. Both teams with 11 hits and an error. Oh, and I know it's Colorado, but baby Jesus help me. 8 strikeouts, and I made it 7 1/3 innings, I think. 3 errors we committed? Come on. How many did they commit? Wait, what? No. 3 earned runs, I'm sorry. A 4-win streak, 150 career wins. A quality start and a win. 1,147 puntos, as they say. Can't do that. I can do 75 and 75. What if I do... I can do speed of 80. Which, like I said, does help defensively. Pitching, like I said, I might let that sit. Affect your ability to put the bat on the ball. But 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, it's over 100 right there. I like working in round numbers, plate vision and batting clutch. Sure, let's just do it, whatever that costs. 1,000 points. Ah! But that is the end of Game 3, our 3-game minimum. And that's where I'm going to stop things on that note. And so again, like, I'm torn, like... Well, green light doesn't cost anything. Increases error chance of opposing fielders. Well, you know what? I guess let's just go back to smooth hands where we don't commit any. Because that is a worry of mine. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4. The song is Your Affection. I will affectionately turn that one down. Don't want copyright stuff with lyrics being spit out. Anyway, sim through the day. We did not get injured or anything weird. Because I forget, like, sometimes you'll catch a line drive, and if they don't pull you out right away, like, for injuries, like, oh, well, you know, you're a little bit sore and roughed up after that one. I'm just playing a little cautious. Anyway, so game 1. Severino, we win. Abe Rosales, we sweep Colorado in their house. Kershaw, we get the win. Walt Mallory, we lose game 2. I will start game 3 against the Dodgers next time we jump in. So Dodgers, on the road, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, hosting Miami. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, and then a closeout at Milwaukee. So road, home, road, Dodgers, Marlins, Brewers, in that order. Let's get a save, since we kind of know... Am I doing that right? Yeah, okay. Since we know what our spot's going to be. And we will do the usual, let's jump in and check the standings and some of the stats, the leaders and such. Man, them home runs. Man, them home runs. Yes, alright, we'll let that banner get out of the way. 18 and 12, and we do lead our division, but let's look ahead. In the American League East, the Yankees own the division. Orioles half game. Blue Jays 1.5. Rays 3.5. Red Sox 6.5. Indians Guardians own the Central. Twins 1. Royals 2.5. Tigers 3.5. White Sox 5.5. The Angels own the West. Rangers 1. Get some better pitching in your Dynamo right there. Athletics 4. Mariners 6.5. Astros 7.5 already. It's too early for that. Phillies own the East with tremendous pitching. Marlins a half game. Braves 2.5. Mets 3. Nationals 3.5. Really? I half considered going there just based on the pie chart. Just not a good pitcher's park, though. The Cubs still own the Central. Pirates 5. Cardinals 6. Brewers 6. Reds 11. I guess I left them in better hands. So, ranked number 2 pie chart. Only to us being number 1. And we lead our division by 2.5 over the Padres. Dodgers... Diamondbacks, both at 4.5. Rockies, 5 games back. I don't know what made me choose the Giants. Tremendous pitching. They had no pitching with the Padres. The Dodgers, like, how do they look so bad? Ranked 22? I don't buy that pie chart. They're better than that. I mean, look at this. Everybody in our division has allowed, RA, they've allowed, runs allowed, at least 130. We've only done 92 runs allowed. That is insanity. Runs allowed. Everybody has done... Oh, that's the wild card, though. Everybody in the National League has allowed over 100 runs. We're the only team... in the National League, maybe all of baseball. Let's see, 104, pretty good. Oh, the Tigers have only allowed 90 runs. Woo-wee. Sexy, I'm telling you. That's good. A little bit more bad, you're going to be winning your division. But anyway. Yeah, league leaders, let's, just the pitching stuff is all I need to look at. Wins, Tyson Ross, Nola, Royster. Really? So 4 wins, I'm, well, tied for first place. Losses, well, I got 1, so whatever. Still, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I got to be way up, technically tied for, what would this be, 9th place? If you want to look at that, technically 2nd place, but whatever. Because there's 8 guys with 0. Alright. Saves, our guy Jackie Haller is 11th best. ERA, I'm the 2nd best. Yeah, that second home run. Well, the run and the second home run, which would have been runs 2 and 3 scored that game against Colorado. That's what's got me right now. Home runs allowed, 2 in that game. And a holly jolly 4 already. Ugh. 4 in a month. Still like 24, close to 30. Shutouts, we got 2. Strikeouts, we got 59, leading baseball. Complete games, 3, leading the league. Innings pitched, 48 1/3, leading the league. Walks allowed, 0, best in baseball. Whip, walks and hits per innings pitched, WHIP, best in baseball. Pitching WAR, 191. Severino right behind me. That's kind of why I came here, because he's still here. Rojas looking good. Rosales looking good. We got 4 of the top 10 in pitching WAR right now. That is pretty sexy. 3 in the top 10 on whip, which is also very good. That means it's very disciplined. Schwarber is a Met. Anyway, awards. Let's check some all-star voting. Oh, I would be the #1 vote for the starting pitcher. And it's early for awards, but Sefty has Rizzo still up there. Cy Young, I would be the top go-getter. Awesome. Batting title. Reliever of the year. Charles Finney. Now he's showing up. Anyway. Hank Aaron, Gold Glove. Do we have anybody on the line here? There's no way Kyle Schwarber's ever going to win a Gold Glove. Never, ever, ever, ever. Except in a video game. Real life, no. Silver Slugger, I'm already taking that one to the house. Jeez, we have good pitchers, but... Silver Slugging third baseman, Nick Castellanos. He's on the line. Wow. A far lesser team, but we are still tops in the Cy Young, and it is early. But that's that. And, well, about to shut her down. Our 3-game minimum taken care of. So, thanks so much to Ghostman jumping in saying, hey, we had another lurker sitting around as well. So, thanks to them all the way around. You know what? Quick swig of water for the gamer guys and girls out there. Yep. And all that being said, well, hey, MJ signing out for now. Till we meet again, everybody. I don't know when or where that's exactly going to take place, and I'm not totally sure what game we're going to be playing the next time you and I cross paths specifically. But all I do know is that I will indeed catch you down the road.